In a world where nuclear war has begun, vampires fought back in super real 3D.
Hey guys, so I am back from New York. I went there to help film Trans Am. It was a blast. I've been filming with my buddy, John Thorpe. I've known him since 7th grade. And it is awesome to be able to work with your best friend and collaborate in your own business. He has been into video work as well. He has his own thing, Optic Rev, and he does videos and edits them as well. You know, when you're filming in large environments or things only happen one time when you're filming a build of a car come together, it's very smart if you can do it to bring on an additional shooter. And that's why I go to my go-to guy, which is John Thorpe. He does an awesome job. Some of his shots are actually in the final video that was made. So, what happened was, okay, it was intense, very intense, leading up to the actual video. We had been filming the build come together in a handful of sessions. That first video that's out now is just the teaser video. We had planned that we were going to make a teaser video and then a longer video, and I'm working on the longer video now, and we still have some more filming to do for that. All the way up until the night that the car was supposed to leave to go to New York, it was still being built. So we were supposed to film it basically for 30 minutes once it was done, and then it's going on the truck heading to New York. That was an insane schedule. At 6:30 p.m. when the car was supposed to be ready, it was not. And that's okay. That's reality, all right? It's a first time ever build. And so basically, it always kept seeming about an hour to two hours away from being done until eventually, here we are at 6 a.m. and we're filming the car. Okay, so me and John stayed all night waiting for the car to be done. John had the idea, let's take it outside because there was way too much stuff inside. You know, when you're filming a car, it's a mirror. And so you want as wide of an open space around it as possible so it doesn't reflect that much. But all the lights that I set up and had staged were starting to fade as the sun was starting to rise. So the shots that you actually see of the rear of the car in the final piece with the sun rising, is rising. It's not setting. It's a rising sun. And then shortly after we were done filming the car, it went on the truck and headed to New York. How did I get my gear to New York? Todd had the great idea, the owner of Trans Am, let's put my gear in the back of one of the cars. So that's exactly what we did. The gear that I used when I was in New York rode there in the Bandit Trans Am. So a little packed. I definitely had to consolidate down. I had to leave the gear there when I headed back because I was only there for the first few days. And everything got back and it's fine. And hey, I'm filming with some of it right now. So, okay, awesome. But the real extreme, intensity of the project was pre-New York was what we were talking about with the filming. What happened was, keep in mind, we ended up finishing the filming of the car at 6. I left there at 11 a.m. by the time I packed up all my gear. And I had to turn in a video Tuesday morning. So Monday at 11 a.m. I'm leaving. I'd been up all night and I had to turn in something for Tuesday because the show, in the New York Auto Show started on Friday, but media happens the 2 days prior to that. So I had to be able to unveil it, the video on Tuesday, and that's what I did. Now, how did I pull that off? I did not do the entire edit in 24 hours. That I could have put together something in 24 hours, but it wouldn't be as good as what the end product ended up being. And I'm really happy with how well received it was, especially with the pressure of not having driving shots in there. That's pretty challenging to do a big build up and then not show any driving shots, but I think it worked out fine. But I had been working on the edit all month. Okay, so as we would film stuff, I'd be going through that footage, I'd be gathering together, and I was putting together a very focused idea of what I had written out on paper and presented to the owners of Trans Am as to what I wanted to put together for the teaser. I'd already had the music picked out. I knew that I wanted the nostalgic lines of people talking about the 455 engine, the Super Duty, and feeling like you were falling through a timeline of nostalgia is what my effort was. So I knew what I was making. I was piecing all that together, and the missing piece was the beauty shots. However, once you get it, you finally have all the pieces to your puzzle, and you need to rearrange. You need to be willing to rearrange to make it as good as you can make it. So that's what I did. But man, the pressure was on. It was scary. It was not just drag and drop in some shots. I still had to rework it quite a bit to get it to fit right. And there were still some question marks in the air as to how it was going to come out. But it worked out, came out, did well, over a couple million plays just in the first few days of it being launched online. And it was a success. New York was awesome. I had not been to New York since I was 17 years old. And the last time I went there was with John Thorpe, the guy that helped me film this, because he's been my best bud since 7th grade. And we went to New York to see Tool play. And I'm 34 years old, so that was half a lifetime ago. And it was very cool to be back in New York again with a different purpose and being a part of something that was such an attention getter. It was pretty awesome, the reception that people, the wows and the awes. We were consistently compared to the other, one of the other biggest draws of the show, which was the Demon, which is pretty amazing if you think about it, because Trans Am Worldwide was the only non-OEM company. All right, when it came, everything else was a major manufacturer. They were the only independent. And to be the car that's the most talked about in comparison to the other biggest sports car is a pretty big compliment. And to actually have more horsepower than that car was pretty fun too, because we have 1,000 horsepower. So we'll get into the debate later of what's faster and what performs better, this and that. We'll figure all that out over the course of time. Everything's new right now. There's some tests to be done. But anyway, fun stuff, really cool. And I'm happy to be back working on the full video now. Still got some more filming. Gonna be getting some driving shots. You guys are gonna see a lot more in the next video. This first one was just a teaser. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well. I'm happy to be back. And yeah, as a summary, I like Tallahassee. I like living in Tallahassee. Some people don't think Tallahassee is cool. I think it's the perfect size for me, and it's close to everything that I like. It's fun visiting New York. Had a blast. Couldn't imagine living there. Just not my bag. So anyway, take care, guys. My room. It's very small, but it's pretty neat. So if we go over here, it's just got the TV, the bed. It's in my own bedroom, basically. Pretty cool. Then my view. It's pretty awesome. Ooh, the furniture down there looks fun. There's no pool. That's just grass. They don't have pool. They just have grass. Big clump of grass to stare at. Awesome.
Movie voice.